have questions. I'm raising my hand. Hey, guys.
What Coffeezilla?
Hey,
Hey,
this is one of the most miserable, horrible launches I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, then why the fuck are you on?
Okay, so recently, Haley Welsh, the girl behind the viral Hawk Tuah meme, decided to involve herself in the launch of a cryptocurrency meme coin called Hawk. Now, a lot of people lost money on this coin. It went to a $500 million market cap before flooring, which is $500 million market cap. So, unfortunately, about every person who purchased this lost money. Insiders made a bunch.
Thank you.
But the average person who thought it would be funny to buy into this, maybe make a quick buck, yeah, they lost every single penny. Now, before we get into this, I want to make my position very clear on the morals and ethics of this. Everyone involved needs to go to jail for different reasons, right? But the insiders who made money, go to jail. Haley Welsh, go to jail. If you lost money or made money on this as an average person, go to jail. Any website that showed the graph of the cryptocurrency going up and down, I don't care, any person who made that website, go to jail. This sort of instance is what I think is wrong with modern society as a whole. Like, it's sort of, this right here is the point where it's got so bad that it literally cannot get worse, so it has to get better. This is what cultural rot looks like. It's what rock bottom looks like. So from what I understand, when this token was launched, people with tens of millions of dollars own 97% of the total value of Hawk. And so when it launched, that's when the normies started buying, and they inflated the value of the coin. It got up a little bit further, probably a few more millions of dollars of market cap. And at that point, that's when the insiders sold and the everyday person got fucked. Now, I'm hearing so many takes about this entire situation, but it's important to say, it's important to highlight that before people began to really complain and talk about how bad things were getting with this, like in the days after the rug, there was a Twitter space actually hosted by Haley Welsh and presumably some of her cronies that had set up this entire scam, where she has people on her behalf kind of explain what had happened, and she tries to save face to some extent. And Coffeezilla actually tries to get on the stage at a certain point and does, but gets kicked off after asking some questions about it, which is so fucking funny, you know?
Nobody's here for me. Everyone's here for you. Where did the fees go? Where did the money for the pre-sale tokens go? Why did y'all unlock day one so people could dump on Haley Welsh's fans? And how involved was she really? And how much money is she making from all this? What's her cut? I just got muted.
Never a good sign to turn down questions about your crypto project from the one guy who's known for doing the right thing when it comes to crypto. There's one thing I just don't understand about this idea, and it's just the endless pursuit of wealth, even when you've reached a level where the next 5 generations of your lineage are beyond set for life. Like, I didn't know this, but she has the 3rd most popular podcast in the fucking world. 3rd place behind Tucker Carlson and Joe Rogan. Which the fact, I mean, that alone is worthy of an hour-long tirade about cultural rot and decay of Western civilization, right? We could get into that. I could maybe do like a Wojak demonstration symbolizing the downfall of everything we once loved, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm just going to simply say that you're making a lot of money being the 3rd largest podcast in the fucking world. And not just a lot of money, but if you look at Joe Rogan and Tucker Carlson, and you can ascertain that they're worth tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars. Haley, I mean, you gotta imagine she's getting up there. Not to that level, but she's definitely stacking millions, if not tens of millions by now. And so when she was pitched with something like a cryptocurrency project, where there are people telling her, hey, you know, you can make some money on this, and she's like, oh, that's lovely, right? First of all, did she not think to ask the question, like, do I, as the girl who got famous off of making a blowjob joke, need to enter the world of decentralized finance and shitcoins to make a quick buck? Is this where I want to venture into? And 2, don't people lose money on these things, right? Because if I'm gonna pitch this to a crop of unwashed swine who listen to my podcast and frankly need to be executed by the state for consuming this sludge, won't they lose money? Won't they lose money buying a coin that, if I own some and by selling it, literally take money from their pockets? Do I have to do that? So I guess either she didn't ask herself that question or did and decided that it would be fine. I honestly don't know if she was malicious to do this or if she was just too stupid. You know, they say don't attribute to malice what can be adequately proven attributed to stupidity. And the part of me that thinks she may have been too fucking stupid to realize what she involved herself in is the fact that she facilitated this Twitter space afterward. Like, most of these kids who do rug pulls on Pump Fun, you know, the kids who make like 30 grand, and the kid who flipped off the camera and said thanks for the 30 bandos, that kid's probably not going to jail. You know, like, what is he going to be tried for? He's like 12 years old. And it's, you know, frankly, a negligible amount of money to actually pursue in any major way. But like, if you're Haley Welsh and you have a coin hit $500 million market cap, and then people lose real money on this shit, and then you go into a Twitter space to explain yourself or take questions from the audience, and by audience, I mean the impoverished people you just robbed, you gotta think, I mean, there's no way she actually knows how hard she just fucked people, right? Because otherwise, why would you do that, right? I mean, imagine I just like held some guy at gunpoint, took his Versace jacket and his Gucci wallet and $5,000 cash, and then I ran into him like 5 days later and held a mic to him with the, you know, gay son thought daughter type question, and like went on to ask him how his week's been. He'd be like, didn't you just rob me? It's like, you know, it wouldn't make much sense for me to do that. But I think what we're looking at here is someone's definitely gonna get arrested, if I had to guess, or at least there's gonna be an attempt to get someone arrested, because this was a situation where I said earlier, I think, that 97% of the value of the token was held by insiders. So the 3% of value that was provided by the normies was robbed by these whales, leaving people fucked, basically. And that's something where I think, because of the just sheer amount of money this is, someone needs to go to jail forever. Someone needs to be put away for this. I gotta beg the question, how will this affect Haley Welsh's legacy? You know, like, is this gonna be back to Hawk Tuah, business as usual? Like, where do we go from here? What's the next play on the chessboard? Because I've never watched her podcast, shockingly. I happen to have an IQ above 80. You know, I watch sophisticated content like Super Mario Logan. But is this just gonna be a thing where she goes back to her podcast and ignores the fact that a gigantic robbery just took place on the internet with her face attached to all of it? Tuah.
I'm gonna put a shotgun barrel down my throat and pull the trigger.
I assume we are gonna see a Coffeezilla video about this disaster, probably by the time this video gets uploaded. I mean, this guy is an eagle with this sort of stuff. He's maybe a hawk with this sort of stuff. Shut up, man! You know, he catches all this shit, man. He's the GOAT, right? Now is the part of the video where I talk about some of the takes around the situation I've been seeing, because I've been seeing a lot of takes that are, frankly, abysmal. I've seen this guy, Matt Walsh, on Twitter say, like, if you invested any money in this and you lost it, that's good, and you deserve to be bankrupt, which I just don't understand. I mean, you know, Matt Walsh, you tell someone, you walk up to some guy, you know, a Christian patriot who purchased Hawk coin, maybe like $500, it was his weekly paycheck, he wanted to take a risk, and then he fell victim to the fact that insiders own 97% of the value, and then lost his money. I mean, you're seriously gonna tell him, like, you deserve that? You deserve that. Like, really? This is kind of like the what were you wearing argument when you're justifying certain devious acts. You know, you're allowed to say, like, damn, I'm sorry that happened to you, right? Like, yeah, it's a bad choice, but like, why would he have, what, deserve? He deserved to lose $500? Like, deserve? What did he do? Did he hurt someone? Did he? I don't know, that's not funny at all. I'm trying to understand, like, people are like, fuck around, find out sort of mentality when it comes to people getting scammed, and I thought we were like sympathetic to these people, even if they were retarded. What changed? Because like, I can sit here and say, yeah, that's a very unintelligent financial decision. At the same time, you're a good person, and I'm sorry that happened to you. Now, you can criticize the stupidity of the decision without, you know, telling someone that you're glad that they're now at a life downgrade. It's like what did you expect? You know, I mean, I don't know, maybe I expected to make a few dollars. What did you think it was gonna happen? You know, Matt Walsh, this is the same guy, right? It's like, you show this guy a video of some guy saying the N-word, and then he gets beat up for it, and Matt Walsh is like, well, that wasn't there, that wasn't good. What did, you know, he shouldn't have done that. I mean, I don't support the N-word, but, you know, you're gonna beat this guy up? You know, most people would actually say the fuck around find out thing right there in that scenario, but you're not, but you are gonna say it for the scenario where someone gets scammed. I don't know, man, it seems a little bizarre. I don't see why Haley Welsh couldn't have just done an ad read for a sex toy or, you know, some sort of AI slob thing, and why she had to involve herself in the crypto coin meme space. I guess we'll never know. That's a question that, if I got the answer to, life would just be too easy. It would make too much sense. But that's the thing about the world, is it never makes sense. It's always getting darker, it's always getting getting colder. There's going to be more meme coin scams. There's going to be more hostages in the Middle East. There's going to be more people losing their lives at every turn. There's going to be more people jaywalking and then getting hit by a car. More people putting $1 into the vending machine and then having it being taken. You know, you don't even get to get your snack. There's going to be more people playing ping pong and then the ball, you know, it's underneath the sofa and then you can't get it and the game is over. You have to call it short. There's going to be more people playing poker with each other and then you've been winning all night. Your buddy's down $3,000 and you're trying to tell him that you have a really good hand and that he shouldn't go all in because you're a nice friend, but he still goes all in because he thinks that you're bluffing and you're not bluffing, and then you have to take his money and then he's like, well, can you give it back? And you're like, well, no, you went all in. There's going to be more of this stuff going on. We're at a point where it's only going to get worse. This is what I'm telling you, people. It's not going to get better. You're going to wake up and you're going to dread the week ahead of you. You're going to wake up and you're going to brush your teeth but stop halfway through because the looming question of what is this all for is going to supersede the menial activity of trying to avoid cavities, because you may as well get cavities in a world where the Hawk Tuah token gets $500,000 market cap and people lose their money. There's no reason to continue. I mean, there really isn't. This is a world that we're gonna live in where people aren't gonna pay for their heating or their plumbing bills anymore because they'd rather live in a rot, in a filth that directly corresponds and is identical to the society at large that they live in. If you're living in a filthy, dirty society, you may as well make your apartment one that matches that sort of vibe. So I don't know, man. Just get comfortable because it's not getting any better. Anyway, that's all for this video. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.